This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.
This is Joe Rabil. What I thought I'd do is the last couple of Tuesdays I have done basically a tutorial on using swing charts, but for both reversals and then getting a little bit more detail into what we're looking for. I thought I'd put that to use and go through the sector charts. I had a request to do that for a Friday review, but most of the Friday reviews have been I've been so focused on the S&P and all the changes in the movement that's taken place. So I thought I'd spend a Tuesday and go through the sectors and look at it from a standpoint of the swings. We'll add in a little relative strength, and then we'll look at the RSIs as well. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now, if you want to learn more about some of these techniques, you can go to rabilstockresearch.com/book. Also, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button and also subscribe. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I've got the 11 sector charts. Now, typically I'd have all 4 time frames up, but what I wanted to do is just zero in on this upper left chart, all right? And what we've got, so I've got a weekly chart up, and the this magenta colored line is the 18-week, all right? And then the thick green line is the 18-month line, all right? Those are, the green line is an approximation. The 72 MA overlays almost perfectly to an 18-month line. So it's a good surrogate on a weekly chart. I've got the relative strength along with the 30-week moving average of the relative strength. And then I've got the RSIs at the bottom, both a 5 RSI in light blue, and the red is a 20 RSI. All right. Now, what I want to do is just kind of go through these and looking at these swing charts with the zigzag, the red outline of the price action. And let's just see what's taken place here, because what's happened in XLC is we made a move up, pulled back, made a new high, and then immediately made a new low. So we went from a new high to a new low, right? So based on that part of the chart, we're in a bear alert, right? We've created a bear alert pattern. All right. Now, during that swing to the downside, notice what the relative strength has done. This is actually outperforming the S&P. You see how this line continues to kind of climb? So that means that it's doing better than the S&P. Even though this has dropped a lot, this is showing that relative to the S&P, it's actually being pulled down by the S&P. It's not really going down based on its own merit. So that's a pretty good sign for this sector at this point. The other thing that I think is positive is that we've come back to the 18-month line, and we've retraced back down to where it broke out from the prior highs from 2021. All right. So got a few things going for us. Now, what I would tell you is we're deeply oversold. At some point, we're going to get a zig back to a zag. We're going to get a move up. Now, maybe it comes from a lower level. If the market decides it doesn't want to bottom right here, we might get another, a more significant decline into the next support area or something like that, get a drop, and then we're going to get a zag. We're going to go from a zig to a zag. We're going to make a move back to the upside. When that happens, we've got to watch what's going on, because realize we're in a bear alert. One of two things is going to happen. Either we're going to pull back, make a higher low, and then turn down, and then we've created a failed bear right into support and right into the area of the 18-month after getting deeply oversold, right? So there's one of two ways it plays out. It either moves down, rallies up, and then makes a lower low. And then when this takes out this bottom here, we would get confirmed reversal of this total trend, right? Now, another way to look at it is, if you want to draw your trend lines in, you can do that. If we rally up, make a lower high, and come back down through here, we'd also have a 1, 2, 3 reversal. But I wanted to follow up on how we can use the swings and just watch the swings. If we do that, because it went from a new high to a new low, we would be looking at a reversal of this trend. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to go all the way down to here. It's just telling you that for now, the trend is to the downside. All right. We want to keep a close eye on the relative performance. And then we want to look at this RSI 20, this red line, because the fact that it's broken the 50 level, clearly broken the 50 level, suggests to me that even if this somehow turns things around here, it's probably going to take a little bit of time to get things going back to the upside. I wouldn't expect anything sharp and fast. All right, we're not really in that position. I'll give you a different example. You see this move here, and we got a sharp pullback. Notice how the RSI 20 held the 50 level while this got deeply oversold. That is a buying opportunity. That's a really good buying opportunity with the 18-month underneath, the relative strength holding up. That's the type of thing you want to be on the lookout for when you're looking at these RSIs. So a buy signal is when we make a pivot low where the RSI 20 holds above the 50 level while the RSI 5 comes down below the 50 level. In this case, it actually came below the 30, which makes it an even more attractive buy signal. All right. So I wanted to make sure I had a question from someone about what is a RSI buy or sell. So I wanted to make sure I covered that. But so we've got this kind of bear alert. So let's start running through a few of the other sectors real quickly. This is a different situation. So we were at a new low here. You see this swing? This was a new low to a new high. All right. So we made a bull alert to the upside. You see this bull alert to the upside and then pulled back and made a lower high and failed. You see how this is a bull failure? So this was a failed bull is what we would look at that as. We lost some relative performance during this leg to the downside. Now, again, deeply oversold, certainly could be looking for a bounce, but based on what the RSI is doing on the 20 RSI, I would be thinking more of rally up as a potential sell signal with resistance around 200. All right. XLP. So this is trading defensively. You see what's going on here? It's moving up as the market drops. It's pretty resilient. There's pretty good support underneath. It's not all that attractive. It doesn't have a lot of momentum in place. It doesn't have a real attractive pattern here. This is just a lot of noise. There's not a whole lot of movement or trend shifts going on. It's just sloppy sideways. XLE, trying to break out of this sort of sideways pattern, and it ended up failing to the downside. But now look at the way this is played out. We've got a marginal new high here to a new low. All right, so this is going to play out one of two ways. We're either going to make a lower high, come up and rally, lower high, lower low, and now we've got confirmed signal to the downside, which would probably lead to a decent amount of risk in the energy stocks. Or it comes and spikes and makes a higher low and turns like that. Now it would actually play out in two different ways. We could have, if it does that, it would be an undercut and rally signal, but it would also be a failed bear, right? We do that, we have a failed bear. So you might need to go over this a few times. You might need to watch the Tuesday videos from the last couple of weeks to truly understand how to use this. But if you get this down and then start looking at your supporting evidence using the MACD and the ADX in multiple time frames, you're going to start to see things well in advance of the average person if you're looking at technical analysis. Now look at XLF. We've made a lower high. So we had an inside swing here because we didn't make a lower low, right? We made a higher high, but we didn't make a lower low. And then we made a lower high, lower low. So we have an alert to the downside, but we're sitting on support. Relative strength is still good, and we're oversold. Now, again, I don't like what's going on in these RSI 20s. It's telling me that this is not going to be a vertical move, but we're back into we're actually getting closer to support. I would think the support on this is around 40, but certainly an area you want to keep an eye on. Now, this actually it went from a new swing high to a new swing low, and then made a lower high. It was slightly higher than this shoulder here, and then went to a lower low. So it is a bear signal, but notice what's going on. This is actually playing out in a way where it's doing it slower than the market. I mean, it's dropping, but it's not dropping as fast as the market is. I do think there's a significant amount of support at 125 here. But again, kind of sloppy price action. What we're looking for is a bull signal with bullish relative strength. Very difficult to find right now. Let's keep going. So we've got another lower high and lower low here. We're breaking this longer term trend line. Not a lot of relative strength. It's sort of even with the market. It is oversold, but not a whole lot of informative action from this right now. We need to make a lower high, lower low to turn the trend to the downside. It might be worth watching this as it zigs up if the 18-month is rolling over and then going down to a daily chart or something like that and looking to see if this wants to break to the downside. Same thing basically happened in the materials. We went from a higher high to a lower low, and then made a lower high and a lower low. This is pretty bearish, but we don't have that much downside here, right? And the relative, it's actually been improving during this phase as it's dropped. So it's not like it's leading the market to the downside. It's playing in participation, but I don't like the pattern. So the pattern's not good. The relative is okay. Again, an oversold condition, but not, look at the RSI 20. Look at how weak that is. This is not the time. This could be in a range for a while. I think there's pretty good support at 70. XLRE has made a lower high, lower low, another lower high, and another lower low. So we flipped the trend to the downside, but look at the relative strength. So the funny thing is that if you look at the areas that you would consider to be defensive, XLP is kind of a sloppy pattern. You've got something like XLV, which would be defensive, the healthcare, and that is, it's showing relative performance, but it's turned the trend to the downside. Same thing with XLRE. This should be a little bit more on the defensive side, but it's turned the trend to the downside, but it doesn't have a lot of downside risk, right? And the relative performance is improving. So very sloppy pattern. XLK, pretty strong decline, but it's only a bear alert. But look at the relative performance line, all right? And look at that RSI 20, telling you that there's significant damage done. And on a rally, we would want to be watching this rally back up to 200 or something like that. A failure there, and if you look at the daily chart, could be a pretty good play if it fades out that way, especially if we get an RSI sell signal develop to the downside. So we want to be on the lookout for that here. Now, if the rally is so strong that the RSI 20 comes right back above the 50 level, then we know we're probably caught in a range. So this is a very simple chart, but it's giving us a lot of information. RSI 20 will tell us a lot. If we fail at 50, right, and we get a zag to the upside, right, then we know that we should be on the lookout for a bear market decline, potentially, something that could last a lot longer. If this rallies up strongly, makes a higher low, turns back up, now we have a failed bear, undercut, and rally, and we probably are going to start to see that RSI 20 work its way back up. All right, so all this is the type of stuff you want to be on the lookout for. Finally, let's look at this again. Look at the topping pattern. You see the new high to new low, lower high, lower low. We've reversed the trend. Okay, we have reversed the trend, but we have positive relative strength during this phase. So what is that telling me? It's telling me we don't have confluence amongst our indicators. Our indicators are not giving us one sector that says we really want to dive into this. Right? We've got a bearish trend with bullish relative strength. We want ones that have both, right? Now, we've had that over the last year or two. Right now, we've just got a lot of sloppy action. And I don't think there's much downside in this. The relative strength line is telling you they're willing to buy this if the market's dropping. There's a lot of support at 70, but we probably got some resistance in the low 80s, all right? So understand how to use these swings in real time. Use this chart with relative strength, and I think it can be pretty helpful. And then you can use any form of momentum. I was just trying to keep it simple using the RSIs, but you can do this with the MACD and the ADX in conjunction with the zigzag and the relative strength. All right, hope this helped. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.